going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations. And I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, even though this is an episode discussion based on the last Boruto anime episode, I am gonna be talking about a manga spoiler. As much as I appreciate the support from the anime onlys, this one's gonna be more so for the manga viewers that have actually watched the episode. So I thank you for your support. But with all that being said, if you're still here, I'm assuming you're okay with me talking about spoilers. So in this last Boruto episode, there was a moment that really grabbed my attention, which is the fact that as Boruto and Victor and everybody are just going through the cave, you see what looks like the ending results of some type of wood release that was being used. And the fact is that when we start looking at what Victor is saying when he talks about how they're trying to use technology to regenerate limbs and how they're trying to use technology as a way to slow down aging and all the different things that they're hoping to accomplish, one thing that should really stand out to you, and I talked about it briefly in the episode review, is the fact that we have members of Kara who have had their entire upper bodies absolutely eviscerated, blown off, and they've been able to regenerate. And it's high speed regeneration that happens almost instantaneously. And so the reason why this is important is a lot of people are saying like, damn, where did all this ninja tech come from? Like when Boruto chapter 43 was coming out and you had this moment where Boruto and Kawaki teamed up and they used a karma infused with Singon just blow off all of Boro's upper body. A lot of people are saying, how is Kara coming up with technology this great? Well, you're seeing it here now, because in this episode we know that he's looking for technology that can do high speed regeneration. Well, the thing that we know that can definitely regenerate body parts and essentially that is like the end all be all for injuries that should kill somebody is Hashirama cells. And so when you start looking at that and the fact that the next episode is called Hashirama Cells, and we know from the episode promotional information what exactly is going to happen in this episode, we can draw a couple of conclusions from this. Number one, we can draw from the conclusion that essentially Mia's husband, Anato, essentially this was a character who was experimented on. That's the whole reason why Victor was looking for him, because he's looking to kill him and he's looking to take his body and run the experiments on it to see how well his body infused with the Hashirama cells. Because as soon as they walked into that cave and Victor saw what was going on, he knew right away what exactly was taking place. So the fact is we have this right here. Now, the other thing you have to look at is in the last episode, at the very end, when all the members of Kara were meeting together, you had this moment where Victor and Jigen made eye contact with one another, and you can tell at this moment that Victor's already at the point where he's starting to fall out of favor with Jigen. And the reason why this is so important is when you look at Kashin Koji's motives, we know that Kashin Koji is trying to destroy Kara from the inside, and we know that based on the recent manga chapters, but we also know from, I believe it was Boruto chapter 15 or 16, where Kashin Koji killed Victor. And the thing that I always found funny about that is the fact that nobody batted an eyelash at it. It was just like, wait a second, this guy Victor was killed off and nobody raised any type of fuss over it. And the only thing I could say right here is if you look at this episode and what's taking place in this arc, it really feels like what they're trying to do is they're trying to essentially have Victor be somebody that Kashin Koji is able to set up to have Jigen be suspicious of him, which makes it all the more brilliant given the fact that Victor was suspicious of Kashin Koji. And so Koji's able to hide behind Victor, especially when you see this failed mission that's going to take place here. It gives him opportunity to hide his own intentions and still kill Victor without actually drawing any type of suspicion. Now, this is so beautiful because when you really look at it, this is Victor being shown where he's on top of the world, where even though he's losing favor with Jigen, Victor is still buying into what Jigen and Ishiki has been spouting. Jigen tells Amano that all the members of Kara are going to get their wishes granted to him, and you can definitely tell from Victor that Victor wants to slow down aging. He wants to repair his body to basically where it was before the Fourth Great Ninja War happened. And so when you start looking at what could have been promised to him and you look at his downfall, this is all setting up for what's going to be the downfall of Victor. I think that what we're going to have in this arc is going to play a part in why potentially Jigen is going to greenlight the assassination of Victor. It's something that's going to be agreed to before it actually happens, because in the manga it was very quick and to the point. But I want to know from you guys though, how do you guys feel about this, and how do you guys feel about the fact that Car and in particular Victor are using experiments, human experiments, and using Hashirama cells? How do you guys feel about that? And do you think that this arc so far is doing a good job of establishing Victor's character? Because for the most part he was fodder in the manga. How do you feel about him now? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day guys.